And we're off. What's the crack, everybody? You're all very welcome to episode 56 of Ramble Pod. How's the fucking going? Early in the morning. Well, it's not that early in the morning, to be honest with you, but it'll be whatever fucking time you want to listen to it, as you are. But it is live over on the Patreons, and I'm just getting freaked out by the dog here. For anybody who does watch the Patreon videos, the dog is just creepishly. I just turned it over there. The dog is just freaking out with crows in the background. Fucking crows. So like I said, it is live over on the Patreon page. It does, I don't know. Some lads do watch it. I suppose if it's just handy, if you're at work, whatever, and you've got a sit-down job, don't do it if if you've got a driving job. Probably best to give it a fucking miss. Oh, Lord. What is oh yeah, gigs. Do you know what? I'll get this out of the way. Gigs. Did UCH go up for sale yet? I thought I was like a dream. I saw the like a dream to me. Who used to say, I know, lad, I use everything like, 'tis like a dream to me. It's like, okay, what are you fucking dreaming about? Let me just see now. Defending the Caveman. Stand-up gigs. Anyway, tomorrow night I got drafted in. I'm going to be in Jokes, which is at the Patriots Inn in Kilmainham. Great name for a pub in Kilmainham, isn't it? Anybody who knows any Irish history will know it's a great... No, UCH is not up for sale yet. Everywhere else in the country is up for sale, bar UCH in Limerick. So it's coming soon. To fucking Manta. We're going to be selling them on the night outside the door, lads. Come on, man. It'll be alright. They do fine for selling tickets anyway. They've got a nice machine going on there. So everybody who's pretty much listened to the podcast before would have heard me rattling and rambling on about Defending the Caveman, the big show that I've got coming up later this year, which is going to kind of pretty much tour the country this side of Christmas, and then there's a bunch more of them, which I'm about to find out about today, because we're talking with the PR people. It's so handy because a lot of the people that own the show and are involved in the show are in other countries. So you don't actually have to do too much meeting up. A lot of it can be done on the old Skype. Very handy. Skype. But yes, I'll be in Jokes with Julie J and Fred Cook, who are an item, believe it or not. And a working item. They are both stand-up comedians. Which is ironic and both coincidental. In that I will... Julie's going to be on the podcast. She's this week's guest. And Fred was to be, but he was kind of having to pop in and out, so I was like, it's just going to make it fucking weird. So myself and Julie but by total fluke, there we are, country folk as well. We're all three of us are on in Jokes. It was one, I swear to God, it's one of my favourite, because you play it so little, and because really it's only once a month, so you can only have you inside 6 months at best, but most likely it's every year, once a year. So it's just kind of like, I play it every fucking month if you let me. Now I've hosted it a bit for him too, which is great, because it's one of the few people he would let the reins to. Because I think there's kind of a lot of cultures in Kilmainham. It's kind of the first port of call you hit when you come to Dublin. Because I think I lived in Kilmainham when I moved to Dublin first, and then you kind of soak into the system that is Dublin. Do you know? Who else? You know what? I mean, gigs wise, if you want to follow me on any of the Instagrams, like there's more than one fucking, maybe there is more. It's like a dark web Instagram. There probably fucking is for creepy shit, is there? Huh? Does anybody know anything about, like, I don't know anything about the dark web other than that you could probably buy missiles on it or an assassin or something like, but there's probably people, because you see so much shit nowadays. Have you seen this? Like, the amount of stuff nowadays that I'm seeing is sensitive content on Instagram. Twitter is unbelievable. This tweet is no longer available. It's just like, okay, why? And it's not that, like, you'd see the odd one, where they'd be lifted before once upon a time. But it's, according to Gordon anyway, I mean, they were saying that they were going to just start shutting fuckers down. Lads and lassies, whatever. If you have a view that doesn't line up with what the owners of Twitter, which I suppose, is it a public forum? I don't know. What? Hey, dog. She's losing her shit. There's a group of fucking square. Would you look? You can't catch him. You've tried it a million fucking times. You can't catch him. Hey, come here. Can you hear that? Dog losing her fucking bananas at the squirrel out the back, like. I can't shoot him. I can't trap him. I can't do anything because, It's that kind of an area. But I like the squirrels. I really like the fucking squirrels. But if anybody follows me on Instagram, if you don't, have a gander at it on the Instagram. Have a gander at it, because I swear to God, them fucking bastards, they fucking ate my fucking bird feeder. Like, I don't mind them. I didn't mind them taking a couple of nuts out of it. I didn't mind a couple of seeds. Lads, share with everybody. But little motherfuckers with their hands rip the whole fucking side off the thing and just start. Dog, I swear to God, we're going to have a fucking falling out. We're going to have a fucking falling out. Hang on 1 second here now. Hang on 1 second. I see. All right. Okay. Well, we'll go down to now. No, you're not going down to now. I feel like an angry fucking parent. Apologies for that. Jesus Christ, this is trying to be a professional fucking podcast. There are people paying for this podcast service on Patreon, dog, and you're losing your fucking bananas. It's not the squirrel. The little fat dog that I was... well, he's not fat, but he's kind of little muscly little fella from up the road. The little Jack Russell. He's just wandering around the garden, probably fucking eating all our food now, because the front door's wide open. It's a nice place like that. You can just leave the front... we're at that out in the country that you can just go down in the morning, open the front door, and that's that. Nothing else happens. But the little fucker, he wanders around. He's driving her fucking bananas now at the minute. Fuck all use, like, she's neutered. He's neutered, so, you know. I think it's just friendship more than anything, which is a weird thing to say. Anyway, gigs this... Jesus Christ almighty, he only went and did it. Colin Geddes sold out the fucking SSE Arena. Yeah, and that's why they're putting on another fucking night. That's fucking balling at the highest. In the immortal words of Colin Geddes, lick my fucking anus, or something along those lines. Or squirt. That's another one of his. But that is some going there. And you know what? There should be high levels of jealousy in me, but there's not. It's like, holy fuck, that is class. Because I like him. And it's, very open sound skin, and just goes to show that's in some inspirational shit that is going to sell out the SSC Arena. If you have that, if you sell out anything, it's class. If you sold out a fucking 50-seater, it's class. It's a great feeling. Well, you sell out something that has quite literally thousands. I don't know, is it like 2,500 or 3,000 people, or more? It could be more. It could be fucking 3,500. I didn't like. It's phenomenal. I'm fucking inspirational to see it, that people are going out to see live stand-up comedy, and it isn't. And it's based on, because I suppose Colin would be nearly cult because he's not TV. You know what I mean? He's not floppy-haired fucking Michael McIntyre or whatever. He's cult. And that's class. I would fucking struggle to think of anybody on this island who could sell out, and I mean any comedian who could sell out the SSE Arena twice, which he fucking will do. It's not even the height of the summer yet, and he sold it out for next January. Yeah. And then he'll sell. I bet you any money he'll sell out the second one as well. Fucking hell, that's class. Dan Elliott, friend of the show, that the lad who sang from Cork, the fantastic fucking singer from Cork. He and his band have a big gig this Thursday in the Grand Social. I'm going to try and get into it. I'm not. If I'm in town, I'll definitely get to it. There's just one or two other fucking daytime gig things that are in the way that I might miss the start of it, but I am going to try and get into it. Dan, who's, amazing fucking singer. If you go back, I think he's in the 90s. Where is it? What? Do you know what? I'll tell you exactly what episode he was in. 1 second now. Where are we? Yeah, I have Spreaker open here. Let's see when Dan DeMane was on. Dan Elliott. Open up more, you bastard. This makes great podcast listening, doesn't it? 1 second. Yeah, open up more, you dickhead. This thing is just like, are you sure? Do you want to see more? Like, why do you think I'm scrolling down? For the fucking good of my health. Dan Elliott was number 101. So if you go back to the episode of 101, you want to hear a fella sing like a fucking absolute, like, quality singer, like, no faking it shit, quality fucking singer. Have a fucking gander at Dan Elliott. But he's playing the Grand Socials. I've actually gigged there a few times. It's just at the Halfpenny Bridge. It used to be called Pravda years ago. It was like a Russian communist themed bar. What a fucking theme to make a bar about. It didn't last long. It was fucking, all looking to the west, or looking to the east. I don't know where they're. if you're standing, you're looking. Which way are you looking? Because they all do. That's actually the picture of the three of us that are on tomorrow night. There's Julie, Fred, and myself. And the picture of Fred, he's standing he's just standing there. The headshot of it is him kind of looking to his right, our left. But it's I don't know if you've ever seen an Eastern European passport or a driver's license. They all look that way. It's all looking off to their right. What the fuck are they looking at? Do you know what? I'm just going to Google that because that's something. I'm going to go out on a limb and say there aren't a lot of Eastern European listeners. If there are, make yourselves known. Because why do Eastern... I'll just say Russian for the minute, okay? Because it could be, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of places gone from underneath Mother Russia. But it'll answer the question. Because I've seen a good few, like, Polish and driver's licenses. I know this makes me sound like a steel driver's license, but I have seen a good few when I was out doing the Ferrari stuff. So you meet a lot of Eastern Europeans, like, and like they all, and the same with the Czechs and anybody who was basically behind the Iron Curtain at some stage, like, you know what I mean? So let's see, why do dogs eat grass is the first. Why do cats purr? Why do people self-harm? Wow. I don't know. Why do we yawn? Fuck off 1 second. I don't care about any of those. I kind of do, if the truth be told. I want to know about cats and why they purr. Why do Russian passport? What do Russian passports? Why do Russian passport pictures so expensive look like? What? Look right. Huh. See, will anybody be Russian? No. Of course, yeah, they won't fucking tell me. Sure, of course they won't fucking tell me. Of course they won't tell me. No, okay, they're all looking square on now at the minute. Okay, you know what, that's a fucking dig now that I don't have the will nor want to do. Well, I do and I don't, but I'm not going to do it during the fucking podcast. Like, I should have had this shit done, but it just popped into my head, okay? You know what I'm talking about? They all look off. They're looking off. Would that be... I don't know where you're looking to. Are you looking to the east or west? I don't know. You're looking to something anyway. You're looking to Mother Russia. I'm thinking, would it change as per where your country is on the map? I wonder. You know, if you were part of it, like, and you were to the... Although Russia is just everywhere, isn't it? When it was ruling everything. Jeez, I mean, and you see they're fairly thick. The old Russians over the Chernobyl thing. Apparently they're going making their own. They reckon America was to blame for Chernobyl. It's in some which way they reckon America is to blame for Chernobyl, and now they're going to make their own fucking one, telling the truth. It's like, what? I don't really see. Now, could be in the building of it. Maybe American contractors went in, did a half-assed job. Who knows? Who fucking knows, lads? Welcome to the podcast, anyway, everybody. I know we're fucking over 10 minutes in. I've been now in rows with the dogs, because there's a dog outside as well that doesn't belong to me. And yeah. This is fucking messy, isn't it? Oh, lads, I got sent a couple of fucking videos during the week. I'm gonna put one or two of them up on the Patreon page. I can't be fucking playing them on Watch My College, you know. It's fucking headbanger stuff, like. But it is, yeah. I'm keep on getting tagged on Instagram with a wanker Salt Bay. Your man Nusser, or whatever his fucking name is. He's Turkish or something. Oh man, the guy who drizzles fucking salt on his elbow. Like that wanker's been around. I made a video years ago. Well, it's probably 2 years ago. We did just a silly fucking sketch of a dickhead trying to be Salt Bay. I'm calling him Salt Bay because he calls himself like Bay as in hey Bay, Salt Bay, like, and he wears these little fucking round glasses like it's 1992 and he's at a Blur concert, like, you know what I mean, like, or a fucking Oasis concert. You're like, dude, you're not cool, and people tagging me in this going, how class is this fella? You're like, no, he's a fucking cunt. He's prick acting around with me, slapping it, doing this weird kind of robotic... I don't know, does he get the ironic fucking fact that he's so uncool, but I doubt he does, because you see it so many times, like so many lads when you go on holidays and stuff, like, You're like, lad, you are so 1994. Like, where are you going? What are you fucking doing? And this guy, he's walking around in his white t-shirts. He's ripped to shit, like, but he's walking around in his white t-shirts with his little glasses and his ponytail and his little moustache. And he's almost everybody, I will imagine, that are listening to this will have seen this fucker. If you haven't, just hashtag SALTBAE. That's what you look for, and you'll find this fucker. Like, he has an unbelievable empire, and he has unbelievably famous fucking, like, footballers and stuff coming to see him, and he does this whole thing where he'll put on a show, like, but there are fellas doing way cooler shit, is what I'm trying to say. If you just go looking for any of these kind of, you know, fellas putting on, but even still, that shit with the fucking salt down the elbow and the slapping the meat and flicking away little bits of it, and I don't actually think, he's ironically brilliantly fucking uncool, but I don't think he knows that. I think he thinks he's badass. I think he does. And I'm only basing on the fact that when, you know what I mean, when you go on holiday to these places, you see these lads walking around like, you know what I mean, with like Walkmans, going, yeah, you'll fight like me, duh. You know what I mean? They, you know, the lads are still listening to Bewitch, is what I'm trying to say. Like, you know, thinking it's hot shit. And you're going, dude. Because even I remember going over to visit the sister years ago in Holland, and we went to a nightclub, and I swear to God, this is like early 2000s, like, and even still, there was shit from like, oh man, like they were playing the theme tune of fucking like Saved by the Bell, and they were going bananas for it, but not in an ironic way. This was kind of new shit to them, like. Now, I know dance and stuff out of Holland is pretty cool, and all the rest of it, they're pretty ahead of the time, but this was some backward shit, like. Do you know, they're just behind the time, and you don't realise that, like, how Western Ireland really is, like, or Americanified, if that's a word. But, yeah, I have a funny feeling. So, yeah, you don't have to keep, anybody who's tagging me and listening to this, watch now, a million fucking people, I don't know if a million people are listening to this right now, but I guarantee you people will start tagging me even more in it now, because I've asked people not to. And that's the Irish way. It's basically your version of slag, and I won't, you know, I'm not going to get thick over it or anything like that, but Jesus Christ, he does give me a fucking dose. Twice. Do you know what? People do message the podcast going, they message me about the podcast. There's no way you can actually message a podcast. You know, it's a madness. Jesus, dog, you're creeping me out sitting on my fucking legs. They were and normally it's just people going, fucking class, Tom. Keep up the good work. Lads like Patreon, the people on the Patreon who are, I know if you're listening to this, it sounds like some sort of fucking faraway land or something. It's not. It's just if you want to fucking, you know, support the podcast, you know, help me fucking make more podcasts like this. Now, I'm squeezing this in between doing, basically, I have an hour and a half easily of a meeting coming up on the Skype, and then bust out the fucking door, another fucking meeting. And we do have our second antenatal class this evening, and I'm fucking actually looking forward to that, because Joanne is such a good performer. Honest to God, she's fucking class. But what I'm saying is, I'm up 2 hours writing other shit for a fucking script. I don't want to be fucking doing that. I want to be making fucking podcast, class fucking podcasts. And that's the only way you can do it, is with support from the fucking, as you can't justify it if there ain't no fucking money in it. It's hard to justify it against something that is fucking, and you gotta fucking, you know, you gotta make money. It's just what it's all about. But people were messaging me, but yeah, that's the Patreon fucking sell out of the way. People were messaging me just nicely about the fucking podcast, and I do get asked questions, but I swear to fuck, if one more fucking lad asked me to talk about Love Island, I'll do nothing about it. But what I'm saying, is, what the fuck, lads? Like, go out and fucking kick a ball or something, or watch something that people have. Like, it's an insult. I'm not a fucking. I know I'm about to do a one-man fucking play, but I'm no thespian. But it is some disrespect to television. People who are writing shows like fucking Game of Thrones, you know what I mean? Handmaid's Tale, Chernobyl. People who are making stuff that fucking just hits you in the chest, you know? And then all of a sudden, somebody comes out with shit like Gogglebox and fucking Love Island. Like, look at the baseline of what it is and tell me that that's a good fucking thing. Like, I don't know what part of people's brains it's attracted to. I look, I get that people want to switch off and they want to watch numpty stuff. And I hope that that's what people are watching. But something that big, that popular, it has to be a thing that people are passionate about. You can't be just a silly throwaway show that people are, and get that big. You know what I mean? There has to be a fair level of people really fucking into it. Now, what the actual F? I don't get it. These are talentless people doing talentless things. I don't. What the fuck? Like, are we all supposed to believe this shit? Like that? There's people, you know. What is their purpose? Their sole purpose is not to find love. It's fucking not. Do you know what I mean? These are people who wax their bodies. You know what I mean? If you wax your entire body, you're not looking for love. You're not. You're looking to get boned or do some boning. That's it. That's it. Nothing else. And we're supposed to watch that. Like in real life, which this is supposed to be, if you saw people like that in a nightclub or just out, you'd go, oh, I can't watch these two fuckos. Think about that. Could you watch them in the real world? These two fuckos just saying stupid shit. And I don't mean silly shit. I mean two stupid people. Because I watched just to prepare for this, I watched kind of a summation on YouTube. And it was like dribble out the side of your mouth kind of shit. Like some of the worst television I've ever seen in my fucking life. Brain dead. One thick fuck that I wouldn't hire to fucking wipe their own arse. Talking to another thick fuck that I wouldn't hire to fucking inspect said arse. Holy fucking hell. No, that's it. I can't get into it. I can't allow my head to go there. Because my brain I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I would get addicted to it. Maybe I'd love that shit. Maybe I'd end up going, that's like the greatest thing ever. And now this guy is talking to, oh my God, did she actually, oh, you have to love this guy. What the fuck? I know. And I'm not, look, I'm just saying, I don't mind a show that's badly made if they've made their best effort. You know what I mean? I'll give out about Black Mirror not being up to scratch. But fuck me. To be able to make something to the standard of fucking Black Mirror, there's no argument. It's like genius level stuff. Like, to be able to make, get that off the ground. The fucking millions it takes to make something like that. But it comes out the other side. People fucking love it. There's an appreciation for it. But this shit is quite literally turn on two cameras, get a couple of psychologists to tee it up, have some really good editing afterwards so you can create arguments and all that to make it look like things are happening that aren't really fucking happening. Open the gates and let the fuckos in. And it's quite literally, I would swear to God I would watch cattle walking around a pen because they probably seem more fucking normal. I can't wrap my head around it. So no, I might end up falling in love with this show, and then I would not be able to fucking produce a podcast at all. Then the podcast would just go, yeah, that'd be it. I'd just turn it on, just sit here, just staring at the screen with nothing coming out of my face whatsoever. Oh my God, getting away from that shit. Anyway, I heard a fucking gorgeous story after a gorgeous evening. We were, what was I? Yeah, oh yeah, the gig for fucking Billy. Now that was sold to the fucking hilt. The gig for Billy Anderson on, we made nearly $5,000. The gig for fucking Billy on Friday night in the Workman's Club. Busting out the door it was. And it worked. The huge lineup of comedians fucking worked. Everybody just jumping on, tagging on, tagging off, like you tag on the next comedian or whatever. It was great. It was fucking brilliant. And like that raised fucking $5,000 for the young fella, you know what I mean? It was fucking class to see it. And the audience, they were told like his American football team came, and like people from all the different walks of life that he was into came. But it was the fact that like 15 comedians or so or more, I don't know, it might have been even more, were able to keep people entertained. Because if that happened on a lineup of a normal comedy club where people don't really, and I think that's what we were thinking, we're going, oh fuck, people aren't going to buy this. They totally did. They got it, that everybody wanted to have a little couple of minutes just to pay tribute to him. But they did, so they were in the zone with the comedian. So it was really fucking cool that way. And it was nice. It was very, very nice. But it was going home then afterwards. Or it was the next day, Paul Marsh rang me. Friend of the podcast, Paul Marsh, the big fireman. He did a bit as well. The fucking dog here. What? Yeah, you want your breakfast? I get it. I'll be finished. Give me a couple of minutes. I'll be finished. Don't be looking at me like that. I'll be looking at. Did I just say it like that? Fucking hell, dog, chill. But so I'm coming out. So the next morning, Paul rings me. He goes, "Do you want to hear a great story from last night?" I went, "Go on, tell me a great story from last night." And Marshy's always great teeing up a story. I have a good one for you. Is where he always starts with, "Go on." So, Totally Wired comedy duo, amazing, very, very, very funny. The boys did a bit that night as well, but they went on early because they have a residency in Fitzgerald's pub in Dublin every Friday and Saturday night. I think they're in there, and every single night there's a loading bay right outside the door that Larkin of the two pulls his van into. Now, quite often there's a guy just before him who's loading stuff out or something. It always ties up the same way, and there's a bus, like it's just a parking bay, but it's a fucking loading bay with a bus fucking pull in behind it. So Larkin half pulls into that for a second, and he always, like, they've been in Fitzgerald for years, so, and this guy's often there as well, so he's parked right behind him with his wheels into the bus fucking spot, runs in to get your man going, "Are you done there? Can I give you a hand? Can we get this moved?" He came back out, right, to see this guy, the clamp on. This guy put a fucking clamp on the wheel because his back wheels were into the fucking bus spot. Of course, Larkin turns on him, right? He says, "What the fuck, man? You could see, like, I just ran in for 2 seconds. This guy's pulling out now." Your man comes out. He's like, "I'm pulling out." Your man's like, "I don't care." He says, "I've been watching you for ages." He says, "What?" He says, "I've been watching you for fucking ages. I've been wanting to get you for fucking ages. The way you pull in there." And then, dog, I swear to God, I'm in the middle of a good story here. So, this is the fucking clamping guy, right? Dublin City County Council clamping guy. What a petty little fucker, right? So this is all outside Fitzgerald's. And he says, "What? Are you fucking joking me?" He goes, "Yeah." He says, "But I only pulled in there for a second." And he said some fucking line that sounded, basically something that would just make you want to puke if it was on a movie. It was like, "You only pulled in for a minute, but I only need a second," or something like that. And Larkin was like, "What the fuck? Dude, what are you doing? Like, you shouldn't be out to clamp people. You should be out to make sure people are parked in the, like, you knew, like, you couldn't give me the 2 seconds to pull my car forward. This guy's pulling out right now. I'm going to be in here singing, working." And the guy was like, "Nah, not fucking happening. I wanted to get you." He made a vendetta about it, right? And a load of people outside the pub that were smoking and stuff started giving your man shit, going, "Oh," and they started telling each other the story. Then they all started getting into it, going, "Oh man." And all the punters from Fitzgerald's, like, kind of came out. And if, like, Larkin was going, "You're a sad, sad person. If you take pleasure in doing this shit, you're a sad person." Your man was giving it fucking large, right? And the crowd started giving your man a bit of shit. Not real rowdy, but like, "You're some dickhead. Fucking get a life for yourself," So they had it was 80 or 90 quid to release the clamp. They had a fucking whip round. Is that the best fucking thing ever? They had a fucking whip round for Larkin to get his fucking van declamped. And he actually ended up with a bit too much money. Somebody went, "Let's have a fucking whip round for your man. This is fucking bad form." Can you imagine? He must have played his balls off when he went in, though. Holy shit, I must actually give him a ring about that, because I'm going to have Totally Wired as on and do some of their songs and stuff like that, because their songs, just Google them. You'll see what I'm talking about. Their songs are fucking brilliant. Emmett is one half of them. Emmett is often on those conspiracy guys. Emmett Quinn was on with me, so it was because Larkin lives down the country, but I am going to have the lads on. The dog fucking hit the fucking switch on it. Jesus Christ, you really are fucking up this podcast, dog. I know people love you and all the rest of it, but I swear to God, if you weren't so fucking adorable. But yeah, how good of a fucking story was that? I'd loads more to fucking talk about, but the dog is fucking up everything. Fucking Boris looks like he's going to get in. I was talking with a mate of mine over in England, and he's a business owner, like, he's a few people employed stuff, and he does a lot of multinational kind of, he works in a lot of countries, like, online, we'll say, but they do business in other countries, and he is getting fucked up right now, because they were hoping for the best case scenario. But that fucking Boris, what the fuck? Nah, you can't. Somebody that fucking, see, this shit doesn't affect the likes of him in the long run, man, but he's gonna fuck everything up. It's weird when, like, down on paper, if you read the name Boris Johnson and they said he's snow white fucking hair, you say, wow, he must be really good looking because he must be from Sweden or something, like, because Boris Johnson is not exactly the most British sounding name. And he doesn't, but then all of a sudden you look at him, you're like, oh, right. Not saying that he looks British, but what he looks is like he escaped from a detainee fucking place in Sweden where they keep all their ugly people. Isn't that? You know what I mean? Yes, I'm sorry, you're going to have to go in there. Yes, birdie. In you go. All you ugly people, we'll keep you fed in there, don't worry, but do not ever, ever come out of there. This fucker gets out, foppish-haired fucking gowl, an absolute gowl of a man. And there's no argument there. That is a fucking clown of the highest order. But clearly there is an argument there because people are voting for this fucking clown. Like, that's a fucking clown. He's like, oh my God. Like, he has no credentials. Like, even Trump had ran a few businesses. You know what I mean? Holy Jesus. Oh Lord, fuck. Anyway, that's not what I'm finishing on. Brendan Healy Butchers. I said I'd give him a mention. He is moving. He's moving from the fucking place that has been a butcher shop for yonks. It's no longer going to be a butcher shop. He is moving, but he's moving out of Care, County Tipperary, home of Care Castle, the Swiss Cottage, and the Two Johnnies. He's moving closer to my parents' house and nearer the village that I was in my parish. He's moving to Bancha, County Tipperary. Yeah, there you go. About 5 miles up the road. Really not a long stretch, but he'll get a new customer base. So, if anybody from the Bancha district from Wednesday the 26th, I think, of July, I could be wrong, but from next month onwards, Brendan Healy, the greatest butcher in the world, artisan butcher, is going to be relocating to Bancha. It's great for me. Does it well. 6 of one, half dozen the other. I was always passing through Care anyway, and I'd pick up an old bit of meat. So, support local. Do you know what? The more I'm actually seeing it online, people are starting to fucking shop local because I think the prices of things are starting to balance out now. The shops, I think, are the shops getting more expensive? I think they fucking are. I think stuff is balancing out now. So if you can buy off a greengrocer, fucking buy off a greengrocer. You know, shit lasts longer too because they get the fucking good stuff. I noticed that you think, oh, it's a great price when you go into the fucking like Aldi or Lidl for the Super 6 or up the front. They'll be fucking rotten by the time you get them home. Your fucking oranges will have a moustache. You know what I mean? Like, fucking, what? Like, they're obviously going to market, you know what I mean? And you wait and you wait and you wait and you buy the ones and you're going, oh, how long, when, oh, right. So there's 10 tons of oranges there, is there? Great. I'll buy them off you next week. No, they'll be gone off next week. No. I'll buy them off you in 6 days' time. What'll the price be then? And this is the way these fuckers work. And you're like, here's Super 6, 49 cents for a fucking yoke of oranges. That won't, you better eat all them fucking oranges in the car park. Because they'll be fucking gone. They'll be gone. Fuck me, I fucked out more bags of fucking carrots and stuff, and you're thinking, this is a great job. You're never going to eat a full bag of carrots, is what I'm saying. So, shop fucking local if you can. You know what I mean? And by that, I like the local place here is Avoca, fucking hand weavers, them fuckers. Them fucking bastards. I mean, they serve really good sandwiches, but they're fucking an awful price. So, there aren't enough fucking greengrocers and good butchers around the place. A lot of them are only all fucking mate salesmen. I should get a butcher on here. And I suppose Johnny Smacks was on one time and he kind of did a bit of butchering. I do a bit of butchering. I should get Brendan on. He probably doesn't have time, the poor fucker. He's serving that much fucking meat to people. Yeah, there you are. I want to play, 1 second. If I just want to see wait, will I get him on Facebook? This lad, again, I don't know why it's not that I become suddenly obsessed with the travelling community, but the confidence levels of just delivery. I think I'm looking at it a different way now because I'm going into this one-man play and I'm kind of looking at all sorts of art forms of performance and stuff like that. But there's a great lad, Langer Laughs, he calls himself. He does I think he has, he's 81,000 likes. A lot of people will have listened to this. So this guy, this fella, what's his name? I don't actually know. Hold on, I'm going to pause this now 1 second. This guy, Langer Laughs basically chats back and forth, calling out travellers. And I think they get it. They get, like, the lads, a lot of the traveller lads, they kind of love it. Like, so they give him call out videos back and stuff. But he kind of jumps into the middle of he doesn't in the liking of the style that he's a traveller. But they get it. And it's a good crack kind of thing. But there was a lad he was back to having a set to with back and forth. And you could tell they were kind of half smirking as they were called, doing the call out videos. But I don't know what the lad is called, but he calls himself Puff Daddy. And he's this really, really skinny, quite camp, but unbelievable performer. Like, just phenomenal performer of when doing a monologue, which is what these are. They're monologues to camera. This guy, a lot of people will know who I'm talking about. I don't know what his name, but he's a traveller, an Irish traveller who's from England, so he does have an Irish accent. But I'm oh my God, you have to listen to this fucker. Oh Jesus Christ, relax, fucking computer. This guy, but he goes hard. I mean, he goes fucking hard when he starts insulting people. Half the things, there's like fucking, he's attacking like 7 different fucking, he's performing on 7 different levels. Like, he's giving people shit every fucking which way. So have a fucking gander at this fella. I think, I don't know what his name is. Somebody might be able to fill me in on his name, but he calls himself Puff Daddy.
Another shout out to the one in Milton Keynes, the hobos, so I said. The dole book, the dole book, the lease motor, the disabled motor inside Milton Keynes. You thought I went quiet. I'll never go quiet. I got your video though. Took me a while to supply. Nobody else wanted me to do a video. But I tell you the truth, I couldn't keep it in. But this one first goes for Mick, Charlene's fella. You do a video to me and you talk about me, but listen to me. We won't worry about what you spoke about everyone's...
He's made about 6 starts to this, right? And he's did like the tee up. He's standing there. He's got this giant big fucking necklace on. Big old belt buckle on him. And he's in flip-flops. Outside a Peugeot partner van as a backdrop. And I think it must be his van. Because I think I've seen this one a few times. Like, but it's just so fucking good. Like, there's so many levels to this. This guy should be in fucking Panto or something.
But I swear my grandfather's grave, the first place I see you, you won't see out through your 2 squinky eyes again. You'll never see the gown. You're going to go around ever again, Mick. Listen to me. Michael's out, all his charges got dropped. All dropped, come out now and fight, you dirty cancery bastard. And the same goes for the fella in Bridgewater. The fella hasn't got a piece of cabbage or a spud left in Asda's or up inside Milton Keynes. The fella was like Lady Gaga and you two. And where's the other fella, Tommy? Whitney Houston. I've never seen a worse fight in my whole entire life. You dirty hobos bastards. Come out and fight now. Michael's out. We're all ready. Come out, get your videos back on and come out and fight. If you don't come out and fight, wait, something happens to Big Mummy. Like everybody looking, you the video went national worldwide. Like I say, hashtag Puff Daddy. I am a puff and I'm fucking proud. Turn that video off. Get back to me. Keep commenting. Good luck to a lot of you.
Come out and fight. Come out to fucking fight. And good luck to all these. Good luck to all these. Keep commenting below. Thanks very much. Like, that's you know what I mean? That's a performer. That's putting on a fucking show for people. Jesus. So he is, yeah, hashtag Puff Daddy. I don't know, is he? I'm going to look up fucking Instagram on this. So, right, I better get the fuck out of here. I got stuff to do. Thank you very, very much for listening to the podcast. If it's your first time, hit subscribe and rate and share. Share is the big one. And I suppose rating too. But if you physically share it with your friends, you know what I mean? Take a screenshot if that's it and put it up on your Snapchat or put it up on Instagram that you're listening to it and all the rest. Or just tell me something that I got wrong. Or just fucking have a go. I love a bit of a now chat back and forth about shit that I've been rambling about. It does fucking... It's good crack. Makes us feel like I'm not talking to somebody in the room. Of course, there's the Patreon and the Tea Republic shop. I must actually order some stuff myself because I've a funny present I want to get for a friend. The Tea Republic shop, the link the link to it will be all in the show notes there. So have a gander if you want to get some stuff. Brian Nostrella is after getting a load of stuff sent over to him there. So why not? It's a handy way to contribute to the podcast, and it's kind of cool. It's just cool to see fucking people, who are into it. If you need to contact me on any long form things, feel free to just go ahead and email buckshotpodcast@gmail.com. Other than that, social media, Tom O'Mahony Comedy. Or Chatty Snaps is Tom Bear O'Mahony. Right. Go on away again. And I'll talk to you again on Friday.